Thank you for joining us for another edition of True Talk. Today I'd like to offer some additional insights related to the topic of our most recent newsletter, True Insights, the topic of which was the value of telling the truth. How telling the truth really is the only way to go. A couple of weeks ago, I had a conversation with a young person who is in the early stages of her career. She shared with me that just out of university, she got her dream job with an organization doing something that's very important, very close to her heart. She came to work every day doing her absolute best. She cared very much about the content of the work, about the things that they were doing. It felt important to her. She tried her very best to perform well, but when you're new in a job, you don't know actually if you're performing up to standards. So she would regularly ask senior colleagues, supervisors for feedback on her performance. Every time she asked for feedback on her performance, the response was pretty much the same, which was nothing. There's nothing you can improve. There's nothing I have to say to you about your performance. The fact that she had to regularly ask for and seek feedback is already a problem. The fact that she's not receiving any feedback is another problem. Well, 6 months later, she was called into her supervisor's office and told that she was going to be fired from her position for underperformance. She was given a long list of things that she should have been doing or things that she should have done better or differently, and she had no idea that there were any of these problems. You can imagine how she felt, and this is early in her career, and what do you think of the management culture of this particular organization? So telling the truth, giving feedback around performance, how to improve it, around behavior, what is the impact of certain types of behavior on the people around you? This is very valuable and very important. In my case, early in my training and coaching career, I worked for an organization that was led by a person who I respected. One day, he gave me a call and said, "True, I have some feedback for you. Are you in a position to hear the feedback and discuss it a little bit?" This is, by the way, a great opening line when we want to tell somebody the truth about what's going on. I said, "Sure, absolutely fine. Tell me what's going on. Hit me." He said, "The situation is that you are performing well in terms of customer-facing stuff that you do, but in terms of internal stuff, you're not performing well at all. What you're doing is your paperwork is late, it is incomplete, or it is full of mistakes. And what happens when you do that is the account managers, they're supposed to wrap up each project with a final report to the client. Because your stuff is incomplete or late, because it's not done well, you're causing stress for them. They have to go to the client and sort of apologize for being late, for not being ready. And this is caused by your behavior, True." He didn't even need to ask me if I was interested in changing my behavior. All he had to do was tell me what the behavior was and what the impact was on the people around me. He gave me the opportunity to grow because he told me the truth. That feedback, by the way, has stayed with me to this day. Anytime I take a role, for example, as a member of global faculty on a bigger program, or I work with an outstanding leadership development organization outside of our normal work, I'm always very careful to make sure that the paperwork that I do is done properly and done on time, so that I can support my colleagues, which is really my personal standard for what I want to do. So when we tell someone the truth, we give them an opportunity to grow. When we don't tell them the truth because we're worried about their response, we're worried they may be defensive, we're worried about the impact on us, we give them no opportunity to grow. So if you care, what you do is you tell the truth. I hope you found this helpful. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.